Yes, hello and welcome to the Red Centre Racing Review. I'm your host, Pat Comerford, and thank you for joining us on our program this week, providing you all you need to know about the upcoming meeting here at Ladbrokes Pioneer Park and all the crucial info for the massive carnival days ahead. Well, let's get into it, shall we?
Impagna presents the Alice Springs Turf Club Red Centre Racing Review.
The Alice Springs Turf Club this weekend races its first and last Sunday of the carnival, with the Fanny Bay Pioneer Park double-up making it a very jam-packed weekend of racing here in the Northern Territory. Our six-race card this weekend compiles of two 1,000-metre races, a 3-year-old Class 5 and a 0 to 58, a 0 to 64 1100, a Class 2 and benchmark 76 1200, and the feature of the day, the 1 mile St Patrick's Day Cup. We have a total of 50 acceptors. Rail is in the true position, DR is the code. Sunday forecast, sunny and 39. The barriers start at the 1,200 metre mark for our benchmark 76 race this weekend. Let's have a look into race number 1. My numbers for this first race are 1, 4, 8 and 5. I've gone here with the top weight in the first, That's Justified. It's a tough competitor. It draws a good gate in barrier 3 and is first up as well. Its track and distance form, along with its first up form, is superb, and I think this could get punters off to a wonderful start, as well as the Gillette stable and jockey Wayne Kerford, who I think could be on a winner in the feature race later on in the day. Knick Knack in for second returning. Cold Rock is my third pick, coming off a great beginning to its campaign last start, and Einstein Magic in for fourth, who on its day is always strong. One on top from 4, 8 and 5. Race 2 is the Lion Handicap, a Class 2 over 1,200 metres with a total of 7 acceptors. I'm going with the Gillette stable once again here in Babe in Boots. It was putting in some outstanding efforts at this grade and around Class 2 towards the end of last year, behind K-Pasa and Brazilian, who were firing at the time in their own campaigns. It's fresh, it draws well, and it looks a handy type, potentially each way odds as well, to get its second win of its career and start off its carnival in style. Twisting Typhoon, who's been knocking on the door as of late, is in for second. Golden Dice is in for third, looking to make it 2 in a row. And Blazing Bullet, first up, is my fourth pick. 5, 2, 4 and 3. Let's move on to the third of the day, a 1,200 metre Class 5 for the 3-year-olds. Yes, it's certainly an open affair here in the third. A tough watch last start, only just scraping in for victory, but winning form is winning form, and I expect the top weight, Savatu XL, second up, to be hitting the line much better this weekend. With a much lower weight of 57.5 kilos, along with the claim of the apprentice, who knows this horse quite well, there is, in my opinion, a great combination of things favouring this runner on Sunday. Razor Beer is in for second as the biggest threat with a huge maiden win last start. Mandator is my third pick. I'm hoping it will continue its 100% place strike rate. And in for fourth is Maiden Grace, who we know is a very tough competitor when up front and challenging. For race 3, it's the one on top from 4, 2 and 5. Race 4 is our smallest field of the day, the Holdfast Insurance 0 to 64 over 1,100 metres. I'm taking a chance on a horse that has exceeded its initial market price on both runs so far in Alice Springs of over 40 to 1. It hasn't put a foot wrong throughout, it's just been beaten by better company. It meets the most suitable field yet, and Evil Dreams, number 3, could get its chance on Sunday. Following it, I have Tristoff continuing its run of victories up the grades, Brazilian returning, and Heart of Red over shorter than it usually likes, but still commands respect. 3, 4, 2 and 1. The fifth of the day is our dash for the afternoon, a 0 to 58 for the lower rated sprinters over the 1,000 metres. Speed maps show this race, the fifth, can be a real dash for the cash, with many we think will be vying for the lead. I have landed on the top weight Grand Castagno first up. This gelding by Big Brown will only carry 56.5 with the apprentice claim of Dan Morgan and draws the fence, which will give it the best chance of piloting this field in the run. Poppy Darling, a debut runner for the new trainer Scott Westover, must be considered. It's in for second. Champers Fresh for third. And finally, Keemon, having its first dirt run. 1, 6, 3 and 5. We now head to our last race of the day, the annual St Patrick's Day Cup, where we see a field of 11 acceptors over the mile. This mile event will certainly miss the old gelding Hillbilly Rich, who has made this race his own over the previous years. Unfortunately, being too highly rated now, he won't get his chance at the 4th consecutive victory in 2019. I feel Halo Gem off its 1400 metre victory last start looks to be one of the better chances and also has good mile form to suit. It's on top for me from Seek to Destroy, who has just been getting better and better with more ground. Lindwall, the top-end contender, is my 3rd pick, followed by Pericini on its way to hopefully another cup. 5 on top in the feature from 9, 8 and 1. It's now time for Best Bets. Heading into our best bet for the day, I'm sticking with Halo Gem in the St Patrick's Day Cup. I was a little bit weary about it fresh, but after its domination that it displayed first up last meeting, it's on song and it's the one to beat in the Cup this weekend. As for some each-way value, Babe in Boots has many question marks surrounding it, but if it can use those fresh legs and run up to the standard it was in Class 2 races towards the end of 2018, it could be worth a bet each way in the 2nd race of the day. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you on course Sunday covered in green or tuning in across the country on the red and blue channels. We'll catch you next week, and as always, please gamble responsibly.